Okay, so Severed Ties. This is a 1991 horror film that I'm going to review today. Okay. Okay, Severed Ties is a 1991 horror film created by the Fangoria magazine. Fangoria had their own movie. I think they have a bunch, but this is probably their first. It was also put out by Columbia TriStar before they went down the toilet. This movie is what you would call a B movie. This movie, if I had to compare it to two things, it would be Basket Case and Reanimator. This movie, okay, is the story of a scientist who does experiments on a lizard and has his arm cutting off as he's trying to escape from his laboratory from his mother and her current manager, boyfriend, whatever he is, and gets his arm cut off. So he goes to a barn, he puts a needle in of the liquid that he made, because he made liquid, and one of the things that the plasmid, and they wanted the plasmid to sell. Well, he said, no, I don't want to sell it, I want to help people. So he escapes, but he ends up getting his arm cut off in the process. So he puts a needle into the plasma, and he stabs himself with the plasma. He gives himself a shot. He ends up growing another arm, which turns into a lizard arm. Well, this lizard arm can actually come out of its socket and run around by itself. So it's kind of like Addams Family, the hand that goes. So it's kind of like that, but lizardy, and it has a tail at the end. Well, anyway, so this old black man finds him and takes him to this place they live underground. And there's a church guy who's very obsessive with people being evil. Well, the arm kills that guy because a guy tried to kill him because he was the Antichrist or some shit. So all the homeless people are now following him, and this little girl who was playing music for the Christian guy who abused her um, is now his girlfriend. Well, he ends up making more plasma from equipment that he found around the homeless shelter, or whatever it is, and he fixes the black man's leg because it was fucked up. And that's the premise of the story. The mother comes in, she takes the plasma, and she finds out where they are. They go back to the lab. Um, the mother's kind of crazy. She has this weird complex where she wants her son a lot. But they go back to the lab, and he makes an army of arms. So an army. So an army of arms, army of lizard arms. They end up killing all the homeless people who were his friends. Well, he didn't care because he wants revenge. So him and the black guy send all the... Yeah, I don't remember his name. Alright, come on. So him and black guy take the army of arms, and they send him in to kill the mother and the scientist, or not scientist, and the other dude. So once they go in the lab, the mother ends up dying with his girlfriend because they fall in this big mixture tube thing, and they get their genes spliced, which means it's like a big blender. The other dude has a lizard arm forced in through him, through his stomach, and then it like messes with his insides or some shit. Well, now this is why the ending really pissed me off. If I would have written this movie, the ending would have been the girlfriend, and it would have been exactly the same shit. But he would have risked, because his black friend got shot. Well, he would have pulled his black friend out, he would have put his arm back on his shoulder, and him would have escaped. Simple. It's not like... It's not as cliched and as stupid as this is, because this movie was kick-ass until the end. So... where they were spliced together, the mother and the girlfriend turn into plasma, and the plasma goes all Hellraiser 1 on his ass, and starts dripping on the ground, which this completely negates anything that had to do with the rest of the movie, and that's what pisses me off. They don't even follow their own story. And it makes his girlfriend again, well, his girlfriend couldn't talk because she had her tongue cut out by the religious guy in the beginning. well, after he ends up burning the lab, of course, he takes his girlfriend that formed from the plasma, like Hellraiser 1, where the blood drips on Frank's bones and it turns him into back human. So the same thing happened. Shit dripped on the ground, she turned to plasma skeleton, she turned back regular. So they rescue her, and what happens? He's outside, and he's like, "Oh, I got you back." And she has the mother's voice, and it turns out the mother spirit, plasma, whatever, took over the girlfriend's body. And it ends with the girlfriend mom having him chained to a chair and him doing more plasma for her. Now, here's what's wrong with that ending. One, what happened to the black guy? The black guy lived through the shot. So I guess the black guy just left him. Two, really, that cliched horse shit. Like, you could, as soon as the plasma made the girl again, you knew what was going to happen. Because they got mixed. You knew what was going to happen. That's why, when it happened, I said, well, this movie sucks. And three, really, you couldn't come up with a better ending. Fucking movie. So, on a scale of 1 to 10, I would say this movie is a 7. But that ending completely fucking ruins it. But I will not hold that against it because of the ending. So, if you can find it, I'd say watch it, but I'm warning you about the ending. It's really hard to find. I happen to find the VHS copy, but it's worth a watch. Peace.